Now, how do you research potential buyers for either your screenplay or potential projects? Because a lot of people just have no idea where to even begin with just searching who's going to want this.
So I cover that real extensively in both books. And probably that's probably my superhero skill is my dad was a spy and I was almost a spy. So I don't know if you knew that.
No, I didn't.
I interviewed with the CIA in Arlington, Virginia for a week when I was 19 years old. So my dad was in the Secret Service. And so I am like spidey skills in research and due diligence. So a couple things I learned. Unfortunately for Sony, they had that huge WikiLeak. Mm-hmm. I did not know this, but this is a terrible tip to give people, but it's true. And, once it's on the internet, it's out there forever. If you're trying to track down contact information for someone, like let's say it's at CAA.com, like the domain name, right? And their name. If you put in Alex Ferrari plus at indiefilmhustle.com, something like that, and just do a search for that. What I found was a gold mine of all the Sony press releases that pulled up that person's name that had whatever their actual email address was below, because it came up on all these different documents. And now you've got their contact information. So that's better than Variety Insight. That's better than IMDb Pro. It's the stuff they're using internally. So I shouldn't share that because I'll scramble to change it. But that's been an amazing resource for contact info. But I also do, I'm sure you have run into investors who are not investors.
No, never. They're all on the up and up.
Hollywood, right.
They all have millions. This is my favorite. They say it's only 5 million. I don't. That's no problem at all. I could do 5 million in my sleep. I don't even get up for less. But I can't pick up lunch right now. I can't pick up lunch.
And their shoes are cheap from Payless, right? So,
not there's anything wrong with Payless shoes.
There's anything wrong with Payless.
But if you're saying you have $5 million to invest, you shouldn't have Payless shoes.
That's all I'm saying. Because we can have shoes from Payless because we're asking for $5 million.
Exactly.
So something else I've started to do is put in the name plus scam plus scandal plus fraud plus, and find out, because someone somewhere will have said this guy's a total fraud. It's a scam. So using those search terms, become a world-class internet search person, because you'd be amazed what you find. And even if you find, who is it? Zuckerberg, mm-hmm. Anyone who has 10 million friends is bound to have a few enemies. You're bound to find some dirt on anybody. So you can see if it's legit or not. You can see that. So, but finding out what they've done, I had an example where I won't use any names, but basically somebody tried to bully me, and they won, into optioning one of my best projects, saying that they had produced a little movie called, and then I won't say what it is because it's going to be too easy to track down. But they had produced a little movie called XYZ. And then when I did some due diligence, they had been the second unit line producer.
Oh my God.
So I had optioned, I should have, at the time, this was I should have gone into the bathroom and IMDb'd to see that they were second unit line producer. That's quite different than,
even if you're one thing, first line producer, that doesn't mean anything.
A wild difference to cut checks out of a checking account that somebody else got money into, sure. Right? So just do your due diligence like crazy. And then unfortunately, and I found this, if you find someone who has a company name that's really common, odds are they chose it because it's really common and you can never quite suss them out. So you just, there's so many people playing Hollywood. Like if I could go back in time and clean my calendar of all the people who wasted my time, do you know how much? We have like Pulitzer Prize, Nobel winning projects, right? Because we would have all that time back. So do your due diligence and, pay attention to red flags, because red flags don't get better.